Hello students. Question 3 says the independent variables x and y such that x follows the binomial distribution and y follows the Poisson distribution. So for binomial distribution, the parameters are n and p. So if I have to calculate the mean or the expected value of x, which is a binomial distribution, so its formula should be n into p. So the value of n is 10 and p is 0.8. So it should be 10 into 0.8. So the formula, so the expected value for x will be 8 itself. Now, for the binomial distribution, if I have to find the variance of x, so the formula is n into p into q, where q is the probability of non-occurrence. So that should be 10 into 0.8. And to calculate q, we write 1 minus 0.8, which is 0.2. So the value for this will be 1.6. Now, for Poisson distribution, the mean and variance both remains the same. So if I'm writing for y, so the expected value for y will be 3, which is given, which is the mean. And also the variance of y will also be 3. That's because it's a Poisson distribution, so mean and variance both are same. Now to answer for the first part of the question, they have said that we have to find the expected value of 7x plus 5y minus 2. So that means we can write this as e of 7x plus e of 5y minus e of 2. So e of 7x is 7 is a scalar, so the entire expected function is multiplied with that scalar, so that becomes 7 into dx plus 5 into dy, and since 2 is a constant, so the expected value is 2 itself. So that becomes 7 into the expected value we have already calculated for x, which is 8, plus 5 into, we have also calculated the expected value of y, which is 3, minus 2. So this becomes 56 plus 15 minus 2. So if we calculate this value, so that comes up as 69. So that's the answer for the first part of the question. Now, moving on to the second part of the question, they have asked to calculate the variance of 4x minus 3y plus 3. So we can write it as variance of 4x minus 3y plus 3. So if we split the variance function, we can write it as variance of 4x plus variance of minus 3y plus variance of 3. Since 3 is a constant, so its variance will be 0. So to calculate this type of formula, we apply the formula that variance of ax is nothing but a squared into variance of x. So we are applying this formula. So here the value of a is 4. So that is 4 squared, which is 16 into variance of x, plus minus 3 whole square, which is 9. So 9 into variance of y. And the variance of constant is already 0. So 16 into 1.6, which is the variance of x, which we have already found out here. So that's the variance of x, plus 9 into variance of y, which we have found out same as 3 because it's a Poisson distribution. So the final answer for this question is 52.6. That will be the final answer for this part. Now moving on to the third part of the question. We just say find the probability. They have asked the probability for 2x minus y equals to 18. Now for this type of questions, always remember that we need to substitute x and y such that 2x minus y becomes 18. So the two of the cases that we can put over here is we can write x as 10 and y as 2. So that's one of the values that gives us 18 because it's 20 minus 2. So that is equals to 18. Or we can have x equals to 9 and y equals to 0. Now that combination also gives us 2x minus y is 18. Now x is a binomial distribution. So if I'm finding the probability of anything as p of x, so we can write it as ncx probability the power x and the probability of q, which is non-occurrence to the power n minus x. Whether as y is a Poisson distribution. So for Poisson distribution, if I'm writing the formula for p of x, so that should be e to the power minus lambda, lambda to the power x divided by x factorial, where lambda is the given mean. Now, if I have to find the probability of x equals to 10 and y equals to 2 using the binomial distribution, where the value of n is 10 and the value of probability is 0.8. So if I'm finding that value, so that becomes using this formula p of 10, so that becomes 10 C10 into the probability value is 0.8. So 0.8 to the power 10 and 1 minus 0.8, which is 0.2 to the power 0 into, because y equals to 2. So for y, since it's a Poisson distribution, so we'll use the Poisson formula. The mean is 3. So e to the power minus 3 into 3 square divided by 2 factorial, which is 2. Now to this, the other form is x equals to 9. That means again, since x is a binomial distribution, we'll be using the binomial distribution formula. So that becomes 10C9, which is 0.8 to the power 9 and 0.2 to the power 1 multiplied with p of 0. So that will be e to the power minus 3. Now, if I solve this out, so I get 0.0374. So that will be the final answer for this question. Thank you, students.